This goop contains one of the most important metals in the world, lithium. And in the next few years, the supply might not be able to keep up with the rising demand, kicking off what's known as the white gold rush. Rechargeable lithium-ion batteries are being used in everything: phones, computers, pretty much all major electronics. It's also the batteries being used in Teslas and all other electric vehicles. To power a future green revolution, we're going to need to mine lithium out of the ground at unprecedented rates. And we don't yet know what impact that might have. This is At What Cost?
Lithium production needs to about quadruple between now and 2025 just to keep pace with demand. There really are very, very few parallels in any raw material for that pace of growth.
Let's get one thing straight first. The Earth has more than enough lithium. The problem is we don't have enough mines to get it.
Building a new lithium mine is not easy. It hasn't been easy for many producers trying to get into the market. The key to mining it is that it has to be in high concentration, so high levels of lithium.
And the two places in the world with the highest concentrations are in South America and Australia. But how lithium is mined in these two regions is vastly different. Let's start with South America.
In what's known as the lithium triangle, there are very high concentrations of lithium in these salt flats in South America.
Here in this breathtaking desert landscape, lithium deposits are found beneath the Earth's crust in large salt beds, but it's mixed in with various other minerals in a substance called brine. The dry and arid climate can actually help producers pull that lithium out.
You just need to pump the brine, which is like a salty mud, and then just let the mud dry under the sun, which is very strong in that area of the Andes. It almost never rains, so evaporation is really quick.
Because mines rely on the sun to evaporate the water, the process uses less energy than conventional mines, but it requires a lot of water. For desert climates, that can have a big impact.
The balance between human activities and the environment is very fragile. So when a miner comes in and starts extracting water, there's obviously a concern from local communities. So in Chile, for example, there has been opposition to new projects just because of communities worrying that they won't have enough water to continue life as they know it once a mining company starts operating there.
But as mines increase their operations and more come online, we likely won't have a good idea of the full effects on the local environment. And that's for one simple reason: there won't be enough data. Until a few years ago, lithium mining was such a small operation, there were little resources given to oversight. And while countries like Chile are now working to study these effects, they've mostly relied on studies and data provided by mining companies. And by the time there are more independent studies, lithium mines will have already increased their production dramatically. In Australia, lithium mining takes on a more familiar process.
Companies are literally mining the silvery grey rock from traditional mines and processing that in a way they've done for centuries. What's been useful for Australia is that it's a much simpler process, a much quicker process. That means projects in Australia have been able to really ramp up production and meet that demand much faster than producers can in South America.
In fact, production has increased so much that they'll be producing more raw materials than the lithium refining sector can handle.
So what we're going to need to see is, alongside those new mines, is new refineries built.
And Australia is looking to establish itself as a new hub for the refining of lithium, which means building more chemical processing plants. But currently, nearly all of this processing happens exclusively in China. So at least in the short term, companies need to transport the raw material vast distances before it can be turned into a finished product.
Lithium mining is like a great paradox. Lithium is supposed to fix the world and to allow us all to drive electric vehicles that will not pollute, but at the same time, mining it could have an impact on the environment, and people buying electric cars want to know where that lithium comes from, where all these metals come from, and make sure that it's not damaging the environment, that it's not mined in conditions that violate the human rights.
Lithium is only one of the many metals that will need to see its mining increased over the next few years, and they all have serious environmental costs.
One of the factors that the EV industry is going to have to consider, and that it is considering, is that what they're selling is a product that touts itself as part of a green lifestyle, you know, a sustainable vehicle that is sort of free from fossil fuels. The reality that is just unavoidable for those companies like Tesla, like BMW, is that to put that EV, on the forecourt, they need to rely on industries like mining. And the question is, how comfortably is that going to sit with consumers?